The reason this battle is so bloody is it is an army of 80,000 men going up against 30,000 of the toughest, strongest willed soldiers. So it's really a battle between the numbers of the North and the fighting willpower of the South. This is a very, very messy battle. It's going to take place through a cornfield, trying to secure a bridge, and even on the grounds of a church. Basically, it's wave after wave of Union soldiers smashing upon a much more formidable, tougher Confederate force. At the end of the day, militarily, this is a draw. Both sides have seen casualties that no one in America has ever seen before. 22,000 men will never return home after this battle. 22,000 men lay fallen on the battlefield of Antietam. The North, however, is going to claim this as a political victory. They stopped Robert E. Lee from getting Washington, D.C., and they stopped Robert E. Lee from getting a foreign ally. So when you're working on learning targets this evening, you can consider this a political Northern victory. But for all military purposes, this is considered a draw, which is very ironic considering Lee only had 38,000 troops and McClellan had almost 80,000. So once again, the fault here is the South had the will to fight, and they fought so much harder than the sheer number of men that the Union had. After the Battle of Antietam, several major things happen. So really, there's three big reasons why Antietam is so important. First, it's the bloodiest day ever fought by American soldiers. No day in American history has ever seen 22,000 casualties, besides September 17, 1862. Second, the Confederate Army lost a third of their men at this battle. 1/3, 33% of the Confederates were gone after the single day in Antietam. George McClellan should have followed the retreating Confederates and squashed them. Instead, he didn't. Lincoln orders him to. Lincoln pleads with him to follow the beaten, whipped Confederate army, and McClellan sits back. He very easily could have ended the war right then and there, just by the sheer numbers he had against a beaten and badly tired Confederate army. When he does nothing, Lincoln decides to fire George McClellan. So first reason Antietam's important, bloodiest day ever fought on American soil or by American soldiers. Second reason, Lincoln is disgusted by McClellan after Antietam because this war is now going to drag on 2 more years, even though McClellan could have ended it. And third, Lincoln decides he is going to have to create a more important cause for the North to fight for. And that is when he is going to start taking action against slavery. He is going to use the Battle of Antietam to pass the Emancipation Proclamation. So recap real quickly. Bloodiest day ever fought. McClellan is fired. And after Antietam is when Lincoln is going to pass the Emancipation Proclamation.